book lovers. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, my name is Kat. I read primarily romance books and love to sit here and talk about my favorite authors and books on my channel here. I would love for you to take a second to subscribe and consider following me on social media, which is katreadsromance on Instagram and Facebook. I share a lot on both. I always post when I have a new video. I share book recommendations, I share cover reveals, all that good stuff. And it also helps my very favorite authors and new author friends to get visibility, not only on this platform, YouTube, but also across social media. I love being able to help authors, indie authors, new authors, and my channel is my passion project. I'm going to link below a video I've been sharing a lot in the past couple weeks. February is my channel's 1-year anniversary. I'm so excited to be here with you sharing the videos and the books, and there's actually a giveaway in that video, so I'm going to put it down at the bottom, and if you would like to jump over there after you watch this video, that would be great. Enter the giveaway. Today's video is on the book Bad at Love by B.L. Olson. This is Brittany's third book, and I believe it's her third book. I know this is the third book I've read of hers. I've done videos on one of the previous books, which was Heart Pranked. I read Repercussions as well, but that was before I had my channel. So I jumped at the chance when she released Heart Pranked, and then of course now again at Bad at Love. I will also link the video I did for Heart Pranked down below in the description box. So let's talk about Bad at Love. Bad at Love is a second chance secret romance. No, second chance secret baby. That's what it is. I am terrible knowing the specific genres that books are in. I mean, I just know like contemporary romance is basically what I read, but then I know there's all these subgenres, so I don't really usually pay attention to that unless I see it in the title or something. So I knew that that's what this one is identified as. I don't really need to know what genre it's in, but sometimes I think that you guys might want to know that. Bad at Love's main characters are Penny Lynn and Beau. She goes by Penny through a lot of the book. Penny was so easy to connect to. She is a young woman with a daughter, Tessa. That's how Brittany's characters are, like especially her girl characters. You know, they are super easy to connect to, really nice women, somebody you definitely identify with. They have good hearts. They are usually funny. They are just really easy to sink your teeth into. Penny was exactly the same. Because I knew that this was a second chance secret baby book, I wondered, why is it a second chance? Why is there a secret baby, right? I wanted to know, I was anxious to find out what the deal was as far as that goes, what the plot was with that. Beau is introduced pretty quickly. That is baby daddy. I was so anxious to read Beau. What was he gonna be like? Oh my gosh. And as usual with Brittany's characters, Beau was just, I use the word swoony a lot, but he was pretty swoony. I mean, it's a romance book, right? He's supposed to be likable. He is likable. He's very sweet. He has a really great character, and even though it was a secret baby type thing and second chance, which means basically Penny left, he didn't know she was pregnant, didn't know he had a child. He still, I wasn't sure where Brittany was going to go with that. Was he going to be like this jerk that was like so mean to her and that's why she left, or like what it was going to be? And I was so glad that he wasn't a jerk. He was sweet, sexy, endearing, the kind of guy you would want to date, the kind of guy you would want your friend to date. It wasn't really his fault. There was a misunderstanding. I really liked Beau very much. Thank goodness Brittany did not make us wait long to find out why Penny Lynn actually left and why Beau did not know that Tessa existed. I was actually really glad about that because, I mean, Don't get me wrong, there's drama in this book. This book is not predictable, but I wanted to know pretty quick. I didn't want there to be a lot of hemming and hawing once the story evolved and we figured out how he was going to find out. I wanted it to happen. I needed to get that over with so that I could kind of embrace Bo and know what he was going to be like as a character. And like I said, he's a great guy and he was very easy to like. Something that Brittany always really excels with in her writing and in her books is the dynamic between the main characters. And once we get there with her characters, she just writes these stories that are like a breath of fresh air. And yes, they are romance, and yes, they are lovey-dovey, but it's how they get there, and then once they're there, that's where the magic happens for me in Brittany's books. I love, there's always a sense of humor. They are humble characters. They're funny. The banter that she writes is amazing. She comes up with some really good descriptive words and sayings that always make me laugh, and they're all her. You know what I mean? In this book, it was like that. Basically, the comedy relief was a character named Wilder, which ended up being Penny Lynn's very best friend growing up, and he then became really good friends with Bo, and she left him too when she left town, and that's the first person she runs into. And it was really funny because like literally right away she like gets into town and she has to like make a stop, and I think it's the gas station, and she's putting gas in her car, something like that. I can't remember exactly right now. And she looks up because she hears somebody go, "Oh hell no, no way." So, and it's Wilder, and it's like that's how it starts. And can't you exactly imagine that happening? You come back into town after being gone for a long time, and it's this kind of a situation, and you of course run into your very best friend who you haven't talked to in 5 years and left high and dry. It was just, I loved it. And Wilder was so funny, and the banter between him and Penny, and yet there's a softness to them and their relationship. And then on the flip side, you know, Wilder and Bo became very close when she was gone, and their, you know, their brotherhood and their connection went beyond just, you know, Penny. They developed a bond, and they were good friends, and they were funny together. Brittany does such a good job. There's a surprise in this book that I did not see coming, and I loved that it happened. I was sad and happy about the subject and the surprise, really, when it came down to it. But I did not see it coming at all. And it took me back, and I was like, oh, we're going there now. Okay, so we were on this path, and I knew we were going, and then we just took a right turn. It was a very bittersweet change, and you know, it was a good change for Penny, but for me, for my heart, I was like, oh no, don't throw another wrench in this girl's, you know, path. Like, please don't do that. But it all worked out okay. I had a couple, well, I had a lot, but I had a couple really sweet moments that I highlighted in this book, and I would like to share them with you. So the first one is, when we ran out of fears, we moved on to wants and found we desired much of the same things. I don't know why, but this is at a moment where Penny and Bo are trying to figure out if they could kind of get back together, I guess, to make it, or to put it very simply. And they're trying to figure out who they are as people 5 years later. And of course they've changed in those 5 years. Penny more so than Bo, but they both experience heartache at the hands of the other person. So to me, that passage really stuck with me because they were trying to get beyond their fear of them, each other, hurting each other again, and could they trust that other person again? And then to figure that out and move on to the wants that they have in their lives, things they want to do, places they want to go. And I thought it was really at a poignant moment, and those words really affected me. Remember how I just said that Brittany has these great adjectives and these, ways that she phrases things and that are, usually pretty funny and all that. This to me was one of those things, and it was so perfect the way she said it, and I'd never thought of it this way. I mean, it was kind of like a light bulb moment where I was like, oh my gosh, that's the perfect word to describe that part in life. So she says baby adults, and then this is the passage it's written in. Maybe even better than when we were baby adults, thinking we were so grown up, but in the end we were anything but. Okay, so they haven't seen each other for 5 years. Penny left when she was about 18. So they're younger adults now. They're in their, obviously, middle 20s. Baby adults. Isn't that the perfect way to describe your kind of like 18 through 22, 23, 24-ish age? You think you're totally grown up at that age because you feel like there's all these really big life events. You turn 18, you can vote if you're in the United States. You maybe go away to college. You might go to trade school and learn a trade. You graduate. You start living the life and starting to be on the path that you're going to be on for your life, right? You're done with school. You've, had friends come and go in your life. You maybe have moved out of your parents' home. Baby adults, it's just the perfect way to describe that point in your life. Something that Brittany touches on in this book is Penny feeling like never really wanted in her family. And the book starts out this way, and it was like so heartbreaking. And I didn't know how much of that was going to affect how she was in her life. To me, Brittany wrote the perfect balance because Penny was, although she had a lot of these self-esteem issues because of that, it also gave her strength in a lot of ways. And it's also something that Beau, when they were together in their late teenage years, he really helped her with. And he helped give her self-confidence. And he saw that she was struggling in that department. And he says to her, and I thought it was so sweet, but he says to her, "You've never been less than for me either. In fact, you've always been everything." And he talks to her at one point about how he sees this kind of shift in her demeanor and that she won't make eye contact with him. And he's like, "Nope, where's my girl? Like, eyes up, look at me look at me in the eyes." And I love that about him, that he was able to recognize that in her and help her with that. And then she got, she pulled some of his strength, and together they were better. And I love that so much about their story. As always, let me know if you have read either of Brittany's other books in the comments below. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.